Introduction: the beginning of a financial revolution. Money controls much of the world, yet we grow up rarely learning how it works. We attend schools that teach math, science, literature, and history, but skip one of the most essential subjects, that is, financial education. As a result, generations live and die, trapped in jobs they dislike, under debt they can't manage, and within a system they don't understand. That's where Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, flips the script. That was published in 1997. This revolutionary personal finance book has sold over 40 million copies and remains on bestseller lists decades later. Why? Because it teaches something timeless: how the wealthy think about money. Kiyosaki shares his story of growing up with two father figures. Poor dad, his biological father, highly educated, a government employee, a man who believed in job security and traditional success through academics. Rich dad, his best friend's father, a wealthy entrepreneur who believed in building wealth through financial literacy, assets, and smart money habits. Through this dual perspective, Kiyosaki uncovers the mindset gap between the rich and the poor. This book isn't just about making money, it's about changing how you think about money. That mental shift from consumer to creator, from employee to investor, is what sets financial freedom in motion. We will go deep into every principle, story, and lesson. We will not only analyze what Kiyosaki said, but also explain why it matters, how to apply it, and how to teach it. Welcome to a journey that will challenge your beliefs, expand your knowledge, and give you tools to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. So let's begin with the first foundational lesson. Chapter 1: The rich don't work for money. Core idea: the poor and middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. Most people live their entire lives trapped in rat race. They make up early, go to work, get paid, pay bills, and repeat the process. Their income comes solely from a job, trading time for money. The moment they stop working, their income stops. Rich Dad taught young Robert a vital lesson: don't chase money. Instead, chase financial education. The key isn't earning more, it's understanding how money functions. Real life illustration. Let's take two people, John and Samir. Both earn rupees 50,000 a month. John spends most of it on rent, a new car loan, credit card bills, eating out, and EMI for his smartphone. Another, Samir, on the other hand, spends only rupees 25,000, and the uses rest to buy stocks, earn investing, and build a small business online. After 5 years, John is still earning 50,000 with higher expenses and no savings. Samir has multiple sources of income. His money now works while he sleeps. This is exactly what Kiyosaki emphasizes. Financial freedom isn't about having a higher salary. It's about making smarter decisions with what you have. The emotional trap, fear and greed. Poor dad told Robert to avoid risks. Get a safe job, get benefits, stay secure. Rich dad said, fear makes people cling to job security. Greed makes them speed money as soon as they learn it. Learn to control both. The rich develop emotional intelligence. They don't let fear paralyze them or greed trap them. So stop saying, I can't afford it. Instead, ask, how can I afford it? Don't trade time for money. Invest time in learning how to earn passively. Look at your job not as your future, but as your capital to build your future. Chapter 2: Why teach financial literacy? It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep and grow. You might earn a high salary and still be broke. Why? By spending it all. Without financial literacy, income doesn't matter. You'll always be vulnerable. Kiyosaki argues that real wealth comes from understanding money. Rich Dad said, if you want to be rich, you need to be financially literate. That means understanding the difference between assets and liabilities, how to read financial statements, how to build, protect, and grow wealth. Poor Dad focused on academic degrees. Rich Dad focused on financial education. Assets and liabilities, the game changer. The biggest lesson from this chapter is this: assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take money out. Most people confuse their home as an asset, but if you are paying mortgage and not generating cash flow from it, it's liability. A car, liability. Credit card debt, liability. The true assets include rental properties, stocks and pay dividends, businesses that generate income, intellectual property, books, patents and courses. These comes under intellectual property. If you want to get rich, buy more assets. The cash flow pattern. Rich Dad showed Robert how the poor, middle class, and rich handle money differently. Poor people, income, expenses, nothing left. Middle class, income, liabilities, loans, car, home, expenses. And rich, income, They buy assets. Assets generate more income than buy more assets. How it works. The wealth mindset. Think long term. Buy things that pay you back. Track your money monthly. Don't work harder, work smarter by acquiring assets. Action steps. Start tracking all your money expenses month-wise. List your assets and liabilities. Be brutally honest. Create a plan to reduce liabilities and invest in your first income generating asset. Read basic books on financial statements and accounting. Chapter 3. Mind your own business. Focus on building your asset column, not someone else's. This chapter pushes a radical shift in how we see our work. Most people are busy building someone else's business. They work for employers, pay taxes, pay off debts, and consume products sold by big companies. Their energy, time, and money all flow outward. Rich Dad advised Robert to mind your own business. That doesn't mean start a business immediately. It means focus on your financial growth alongside your job. The employee trap. People believe the safest path is a high paying job with benefits. But this creates dependency. When layoffs, automation, or health problems arise, they're financially paralyzed. Kiyosaki says, the moment you make passive income and portfolio income a part of your life will change. Your job was your business. Your job, what you do to earn money, and your business, your growing collection of income generating assets. Even if you work 9 to 5, you can build a business on the side. Buy real asset to rent out. Sell products online. Create digital content or courses. Build dividend income from stocks. The goal isn't to quit your job. The goal is to keep and stop depending entirely on it. The financial statement, keep it growing. Each person has a personal balance sheet. Every rupee spent either builds your asset column, that is future wealth, or build your liability column, future debt. Most people spend years adding to the wrong column. Cars, gadgets, home loans, and consumer debt make them poorer. Instead, Kiyosaki argues us to track net worth regularly, buy more assets than liabilities, increase cash flowing assets every year. Separate your personal budget from your business budget. Allocate 20 to 30% of your monthly income to asset creation. Start a side hustle or passive income stream. Read one finance or investment book per month. Chapter 4. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. The rich use corporations and financial education to legally avoid excessive taxes. This chapter explores how tax systems are designed in a way that often burdens the working class. while offering legal benefits to those who understand how to play the game, especially entrepreneurs and investors. A brief history of taxes. Taxes were originally introduced a temporary measure to fight wars. Over time, they became permanent. Most citizens accepted this because they believed taxes helped society. But Rich Dad taught Robert that while the poor and the middle class pay taxes automatically through their wages, the rich find legal ways to reduce taxes, often to zero. How? Through corporations. The wealth shield. A corporation is a legal entity that can own property, conduct business, and pay taxes. Separate from its owners, it provides two massive benefits. Tax benefits. Corporations can deduct business expenses before paying taxes. Salaries, travel, equipment, and even meals can be tax deductible. This lowers taxable income significantly. Legal protection. If someone sues your corporation, they usually cannot take your personal assets. The tax game. Employee vs business owner. Employee earn, pay taxes, spend what's left. Business owner first earn, spend on business, pay taxes on remainder. That one change in flow gives business owners and investors a huge advantage. Kiyosaki stresses the need to learn the rules of the game before you play. Financial IQ is equal to legal plus financial education. Rich Dad encouraged Robert to build a team of professionals, means accountants, lawyers, tax advisors, financial planners. These experts help you play the financial game at a professional level. Poor Dad believed this was unnecessary. Rich Dad knew it was essential. Don't break the law. Learn the law. This isn't about tax evasion, it's about tax avoidance. Legally minimizing taxes using available rules. Most people don't learn these tools in school. But anyone willing to study and apply them can benefit. First, learn the basics of how taxation works in your country. Second, research how small businesses are taxed as employees. Third, consider starting a small business or side hustle and learning about corporate structures. Surround yourself with financially savvy advisors. Chapter 5. The Rich Invent Money. Wealth isn't just about saving or working hard. It's about seizing opportunities, being creative, and taking calculated risks. Rich Dad taught Robert that most people aren't held back by a lack of resources, but by a lack of resourcefulness. They are afraid to make mistakes. They wait for the right time. They want guarantees, but the rich, they look for opportunities and create them. This chapter is about becoming financially intelligent enough to see what others miss and act where others hesitate. The power of financial intelligence. Robert says there are 4 technical skills that you need to master to become financially successful. First, accounting. Understanding numbers, balance sheets, and income statements. Second, investing. How to assess and grow money through risk taking. Third, understanding markets. Knowing the forces that move money, property, stocks. And fourth, understanding tax benefits, legal protection, and corporate structures. The more financially intelligent you become, the more confident you are in taking risks. It's not the smart you get ahead, but the bold Kiyosaki. Wealth is built through problem solving. The rich don't see problems, they see opportunities. Poor dad would avoid financial challenges. Rich dad encouraged Robert to learn from them. Let's look at 2 people with 1 lakh rupees. Person A deposits it in a saving account. Person B uses it to buy a camera and start a wedding photography side business. Over time, A earns 3% interest. B earns 5 to 10,000 per event and invests to grow. So conclusion, wealth is not about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have. Fear of losing money, the biggest barrier. Most people are afraid to lose money. But every successful investor has failed before succeeding. The difference is they learned. Rich Dad would say, losers avoid failure. Winners learn from it. Robert shares how he lost money in early ideals. But those experiences became his financial foundation. Balance boldness with wisdom. Inventing money doesn't mean gambling. It means spotting value, timing opportunities, and using intelligence to reduce risk. For example, knowing how to buy undervalued property, recognizing emerging market trends before others, using legal entities to limit liability while increasing leverage. Read about past investment failures and what they taught the investor. Start small, don't wait to have more money. Learn while the stakes are low. Observe trends around you. Housing, startups, AI, consumer habits where you can solve problems. Focus on financial education, not just income generation. Work to learn, don't work for money. Don't chase high-paying jobs, chase skills. Become a lifelong learner. Learn sales, leadership, communication, investing. Skills that increase your value across industries. Kiyosaki emphasizes that while his poor father focused on job titles and pay rises, Rich Dad believed in the power of acquiring real world skills that make you more versatile, resilient, and financially free. Why most people stay broke? Robert explains that most people choose jobs for security, not for growth. They get stuck in what he calls the rat race, working to pay bills, the title time, or energy left to grow themselves. This keeps them dependent on one source of income. The solution? Learn skills that allow you to start businesses, create multiple income streams, pivot in uncertain economies. The more specialized you become, the more you are trapped. Instead, aim to be multi skilled, not a jack of all trades, but a smart investor in your own growth. Key skills to master: first, sales and marketing. Learn how to sell your ideas, products, or value. Second, people management. Teams build empires. Lead them well. Third, investing. Grow money through calculated risks. Fourth, systems thinking. Understand how to scale efforts, not just add hours. Fifth, financial law. Know how taxes, liability, and structures work. Robert shares how he worked at Xerox, not because he loved the job, but to learn how to sell. That skill eventually helped him in real estate, education, and publishing. The corporate ladder was the entrepreneurial bridge. Poor dad's path: job, promotion, pension, and retirement. Rich dad's path: job, learning, side hustle, business, financial freedom. The first path is linear and vulnerable. The second path is exponential and flexible. So choose your next job or side hustle based on what you learn, not just what you'll learn. Read books on sales, marketing, psychology, and business strategy. Join clubs, communities, or masterminds that push your boundaries. Take feedback seriously. Growth depends on reflection. Chapter 7: Overcoming Obstacles. Most people fail to become rich, not because they lack opportunities, but because they are held back by fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance. In this chapter, Kiyosaki identifies 5 major internal obstacles that sabotage financial success. These are not economic limitations, they are psychological blocks. The 5 major obstacles. First, fear. Fear of losing money paralyzes people. They fear making mistakes, failing in business, or losing their savings. So they do nothing. Kiyosaki argues that fear is natural, but we respond to it determines our outcomes. Winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is part of the process of success. Fear isn't something to avoid, it's something to face, learn from, and use as a fuel. Second, cynicism. This is the voice of doubt. It's the inner voice, and often the outer ones too, that says, what if it doesn't work? It's too risky. You are not smart enough. Cynicism kills more dreams than failures. It's based on assumptions, not facts. Rich Dad teaches that successful people do their own research and don't blindly trust critics or media. Third, laziness. Laziness doesn't always look like lying on a couch. It often hides behind busyness. Being so caught up in work or distractions that you avoid doing the important things. Busy people are often the laziest. They stay busy as a way of avoiding the things they don't want to face. The antidote, a big enough reason why you are strong. When your why is strong, you'll find the energy. Fourth, bad habits. Poor money habits create long term poverty. Examples: paying everyone else first and yourself last, spending before saving, ignoring your finances, living beyond your means. Kiyosaki suggests replacing bad habits with simple ones. Pay yourself first. Track income and expenses. Learn one new financial concept each week. Fifth, arrogance. Arrogance is thinking you already know everything. It blocks learning. Poor dad often dismissed advice he didn't understand. Rich dad would ask questions, seek mentorship, and admit when he didn't know something. True intelligence comes from humility and curiosity. When you are arrogant, you shut down the part of your brain that learns. So, first, write down your biggest fear about money. Reflect on where it comes from. Second, start a journey of limiting beliefs you notice in yourself. Third, audit your daily habits and replace one bad money habit this week. Fourth, surround yourself with people who support growth, not feed your fears. This chapter is not about skills or tools, it's about mindset. Unless you change how you think and feel about money, no external income will fix internal scarcity. Chapter 8: Getting Started. The journey to financial freedom starts with action, but not just any action. It requires clarity, education, discipline, and a willingness to change old patterns. Robert Kiyosaki outlines 10 steps that anyone can take to begin their path to wealth. These aren't quick fix tricks, they are mindset shift, daily disciplines, and lifelong habits that build wealth over time. 10 steps to get started. First, I need a reason greater than reality, the power of spirit. This is your why, the emotional driver behind your actions, whether it's to retire early, care for family, or achieve freedom. The strength of your why will help you push through when things get tough. If you do not have a strong reason or purpose, anything in life is hard. Second, I choose daily. The power of choice. Every day you have a choice. Consume or invest. Learn or stay stuck. Act or procrastinate. Wealth is built by consistent daily decisions. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Number third, I choose to be rich, the power of association. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with people who talk about investing, business, and freedom, you'll naturally elevate your thinking. Birds of a feather flock together. Choose your flock wisely. Fourth, I master a formula and then learn a new one. The power of learning quickly. Start with basic financial principles. Once mastered, move on to advanced ones. Always be learning, upgrading, and evolving. If you want to go somewhere, it is best to find someone who has already been there. Number fifth, I pay myself first, the power of self-discipline. This is the cornerstone of wealth. Before paying bills or expenses, set aside money for savings and investments. This builds financial strength and sends a message to yourself. You are a priority. The world will push you around. If you let it, discipline gives you power. Number six, I pay my brokers well. The power of good advice. Surround yourself with experts, accountants, lawyers, financial advisors, and pay them well. They save you money, time, and costly mistakes. I have accountants, real estate brokers, stock brokers, and attorneys I pay well, and they in turn are generous with me. Number seven, I consistently ask, what's in it for me? The power of getting something for nothing. Train yourself to find value, whether it's a tax deduction, passive income, or future appreciation. Seek ways, make every investment work harder than you do. Learn to think in terms of ROI, means return on investment, in everything. Number eight, I use assets to buy luxuries, the power of focus. Don't buy luxury items with earned income. Instead, build or buy assets, stocks, real estate, royalties that generate passive income. Then use that income for luxuries. The rich buy assets, the poor buy liabilities. They think are assets. Number nine, I choose heroes, the power of myth. Study people who have succeeded. Learn how they think, act, and solve problems. Their lives become your instruction manual. When I am in doubt, I ask, what would Warren Buffett do? Number 10, I teach and you shall receive. The power of giving. Teach others what you've learned. Share value. Help people grow. The act of teaching reinforces your own learning and attracts more abundance. If you want to learn about money, teach it. Practical steps. First, write down your why for becoming financially free. Track your daily financial choices. Are they moving you forward? Start a habit of saving and investing, even in small amounts. Read books and listen to podcasts from financial mentors. Find a community of like minded learners or investors. Key insights. Building wealth is not a race, it's a lifelong game. The earlier you start, the better. But no matter your age or situation, it's never too late to begin. Chapter 9. Still want more? Here are some to-dos. After grasping the lessons in this book, many readers ask, what do I do next? This chapter serves as a personal finance blueprint, a launch pad with ideas, action steps, and attitude that can help you further on your path. Kiyosaki offers a powerful reminder. Becoming rich isn't just about knowing, it's about doing and doing consistently. So stop doing what you're doing. If what you're doing isn't getting the results you want, stop and reevaluate. This includes bad financial habits, poor career decisions, or chasing quick wins. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So look for new ideas. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars. The more perspectives you are exposed to, the more options you have when making financial decisions. Information makes you rich. Ignorance keeps you poor. So find someone who has done what you want to do. Mentors are crucial. They help you avoid mistakes, learn faster, and think bigger. Learn from someone who's walked the path you wish to walk. If you want to fly with the eagles, don't swim with the ducks. Take classes, take tabs, attend seminars. Formal and informal education play an important role. Every dollar you spend on your financial education is an investment, not an expense. Your mind is your greatest asset. Train it well. Make offers. Don't be afraid to make deals, negotiate prices, or invest. Taking action builds confidence and reveals new opportunities. The more offers you make, the more chances you have of creating wealth. So think big. Most people think too small, dream bigger. Set financial goals that challenge your current thinking and demand growth. If you're doing, think big. Most people think too small, dream big. Set financial goals that challenge your current thinking and demand growth. If you are going to be thinking anyway, think big. Learn from history. Study financial booms and busts, past market patterns, how inflation and taxes evolved. The past offers clues about future trends. History always repeats for those who didn't learn from it. Take action. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is not knowledge, it's execution. Do something, fail, learn, and try again. Action beats inaction. You can't stay a parked car. Start small and learn fast. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Start with small investments. Test, tweak, and adapt as you go. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Start now, improve later. Repeat and evolve. Financial independence is not a one-time achievement. It's a journey that requires ongoing learning, unlearning, and adjusting. Success is not owned, it's rented, and rent is due every day. So, final advice from each dad: don't wait for permission, don't wait for the economy to improve, don't wait for someone to rescue you. Take control, start small, learn fast, and never stop growing. This chapter is a final call to action. The lessons are only as valuable as the action you take after reading them. Final chapter: Conclusion and Action Plan. A wealth building mindset that lasts a lifetime. The most powerful takeaway from Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't a tip or a trick. It's a way of thinking. Robert Kiyosaki urges us to adopt the mindset of the rich, one that values learning, taking risks, embracing failure, and leveraging financial knowledge for long-term gain. This book is not about becoming rich overnight. It's about awakening a system that keeps many trapped in a cycle of working hard for money instead of having money work hard for them. Key themes recap: assets vs liabilities. Buy more assets, reduce liabilities. This is the foundation of financial independence. Second, financial literacy is power. Understand income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow. Third, work to learn, not to earn. Skills are more valuable than jobs. Fourth, fear and cynicism are expensive. Learn to manage emotions around money. Fifth, mind your own business. Focus on building income-generating assets. Sixth, the power of corporation and taxes. Use legal structures to your advantage. Seventh, the rich invent money. Opportunities are created, not just found. 8. Takeaways. Success comes from doing, not waiting. Your personalized financial action plan. Here's how to apply the lessons in real life. First, define your financial goals. What do you want your money to do for you? How much passive income do you need monthly to feel free? Second, track your financial life. Record all income, expenses, debts, and savings. Create a personal balance sheet. Third, require financial knowledge daily. Read a financial book every month. Follow finance podcasts or YouTube channels. Fourth, build and buy assets. Start with small investment like stocks, mutual funds, or a side hustle. Reinvest profits to scale. Fifth, reduce liabilities and bad debts. Avoid unnecessary consumer loans. Pay down high interest debt first. Sixth, build multiple income streams. Side business, real estate, online digital products, dividend stocks. Seventh, use legal structures wisely. Learn about LLCs, trusts, corporations. Consult a financial advisor for asset protection. Eighth, commit to lifelong learning. Take a financial courage. Attend workshops and networking events. Ninth, surround yourself with growth mindset people. Join entrepreneur groups. Find a accountability partner or mentor. 10. Teach what you learn. Share insights with friends or family. Teaching reinforces your learning. Final words from Rich Dad is that the single most powerful asset all we have is our mind. If it's trained well, it can create enormous wealth. So don't just work for money. Learn how to make money work for you. Your journey begins now. This summary has laid out the lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad in an actionable, expensive format. But the transformation lies in your hands. If you apply even a fraction of what you've learned, you'll already be ahead of 95% of people you never start. Now is the time. Invest in your mind, build your assets, free your time, and become your own rich dad. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.